Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. All right, Judge, I'm going to try this once. This is case number 610.
You try it until you get it right, my friend.
Okay, Judge. This is case number 610 on the calendar in the matter of Skaropoulos versus Pasihalopoulos.
Did he pronounce that right?
Very close.
Close?
Very close. That's what he told me. Parties have been sworn in,
Okay,
Judge. You may
good.
be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
You and the defendant had a long-term relationship and a very short-term marriage, according to your papers, and you indicate that there came a time when you loaned him money to buy a truck. Is that right?
Correct.
You separated, and he's not paid you back.
Correct.
When did you make this loan?
April of '94,
And how much did you give him?
$8,501, the balance of the truck.
Why did you pay off the truck?
He claimed that his financial situation was preventing him from basically pursuing our goal, which was to have a church wedding and to save up some money to help me work towards that church wedding. And he said if his truck payment was $250 instead of $350, you know, he wouldn't have so much stress and things would be a lot easier for him.
What was your agreement as far as repayment?
That he would pay me $250 a month to pay off the loan until it was paid off.
Did he ever make any payments to you?
Yes, he did.
How many payments did he make?
10?
So he paid you $2,500.
No, the first couple of payments were actually $100, and one of them was actually $315. The rest were $250. It's a total of $2,065.
And you kept a record of those?
Yes, I did.
And he paid you by check or cash?
Some were by check, some was by cash.
She paid off your car loan of $8,501, correct?
Correct.
She says you paid her back $2,065. Do you have any evidence that you paid her back more than $2,065?
No, I don't.
Do you think you paid her back more or less?
Less.
Less?
Or, they were...
You picked the wrong door, sir.
I don't... Order.
Who are you?
I am his cousin.
You know how much he paid her back?
Well, to my recollection is that my cousin, the defendant here, she had offered at the time.
Sit down. So you don't know whether you paid her back more or less. You think you paid her back less.
I don't recall paying her anything. I don't...
Oh. Now you're going to tell me, I'm looking at your answer, and all the reasons that you tell me in the answer that you shouldn't have to pay her back. But I'm going to let you tell them to me.
I was working for 2 years, and we decided to quit my job. I was paying my bills, paying the truck payment, and decided to quit my job so I can help her out with her business so we can grow. And she offered to pay off the truck. Since I had no income coming to my name, I couldn't make the payments.
Did he quit his job?
He did quit his job, but
When?
I really don't remember exactly when it was, but it was not so that he could work with me in my business or so that I could pay him or repay this loan. It had absolutely nothing to do with it.
What did it have to do with?
The fact that he was very unhappy with his job and he thought that he wasn't making enough money there and that he was doing nothing because he worked for a parking lot company.
What was he doing for the parking lot company?
He was an attendant at the gate of
So he was a parking lot attendant?
Yes. And he told me that he needs to do something more fulfilling and needs to change his life so he can prepare for a marriage.
All right. First you say my oral agreement was with her to build her business, and in return she offered to pay off my vehicle. That's one. Second, we were married, and at the time of the separation, which ended in divorce, she never returned any of my valuables.
Right.
So that's a defense. What valuables did she have of yours?
There was a couch, a ring, a bracelet, a treadmill, and I believe that's it.
Well, that should have been resolved in the divorce judgment.
Right. I have a declaration here of showing there's no agreement was made
Let me see.
after the separation.
First of all, Your Honor, it wasn't a divorce. It was an annulment.
Just a second. You were married at the time you paid off this loan. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, then he is absolutely right. You do not have a case.
Your Honor, I have to explain about the reasons for the annulment. First of all,
I'll listen to you if you wish to expose yourself, but before you do, before you expose any of the reasons for an annulment, this court is bound by the declaration and the order of the Superior Court of the State of California. This says that there is no agreement or stipulation regarding the property or marital rights of the parties because there are no community or quasi-community assets to be disposed of.
the reason why it was not marital property was because the attorney at the time that I filed the annulment with said if we put down that it was community property, the truck would be split 50-50. I said the truck is not 50-50 because I didn't pay for half of it. I paid for 3/4 of the truck. And, Your Honor, I must explain this because it's completely bizarre circumstances, okay? The circumstances of how this relationship developed and ended were completely bizarre, okay? Our wedding, our marriage was never consummated. I was pressured into that marriage in Las Vegas. Him, his first cousin that's sitting right there, and his fiance at the time, who is no longer married to him, pressured me into getting married with them in Las Vegas so that we could have a quote-unquote double wedding because this could never happen any other time. As soon as I did, I came back and I said to him, I hope you don't think that this means we're going to consummate this marriage in Vegas when you understand my beliefs and where I'm coming from. Our church does not acknowledge a marriage in a chapel in Las Vegas as a legitimate marriage. And I told him we need to have a church wedding and proceed from there. So as soon as we came back, not even a week had passed, and this person, the defendant, takes me out on a date and takes me to a secluded beach and starts smoking pot. I never had any knowledge of him smoking pot, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, or drinking alcohol prior to that marriage that happened after 12 months of a perfectly harmonious, angelic person. As soon as that ring went on my finger, suddenly he drinks alcohol, he smokes pot, he expects me not to complain or say anything about that, and I should just go along with it because I'm now his wife, quote unquote.
Then you gave him $8,200.
Yes. In those following months, Your Honor, I gave my all to help this person. I thought that I was in this relationship, or God put him in my path, because I needed to save him from his drug problem that I knew nothing about. And he started to prove to me at that point that the only burden he had was that truck payment.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Demi Skaropoulos is suing former lover George Pasiolopoulos for the money she paid for his truck.
Madam, it's marital property. Certainly, you were made aware by the attorney that handled your annulment that this was community property, but you would only get 50% of its value, and you wanted more at that time than 50% of its value.
That's not the reason, Your Honor. I'm
telling you, that's the law. The law in this state is that I am not an appellate court for the Superior Court of the State of California. You were married, you had engaged in a ceremonial marriage, and you were together for the 4 or 5 months. According to you, you paid off this truck because you thought that it would help him get straight. After the marriage, it's community property.
I didn't even know, Your Honor, that marriage was recorded in the City Hall. I wrote a letter to tell them to cancel.
I don't care whether you knew it was recorded or not, madam. You got an annulment. You were the plaintiff.
That was after the fact.
I've said it over and over again. The lawsuit's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Now Brian wants his share.
What's your first name?
Brian.
Brian?
Yeah.
Brian, your mom
Yes.
was married to the defendant.
Yes.
For how long?
About a year.
How long are you divorced?
He served me papers the first week of October or September.
So you're not divorced yet?
No.
Brian, according to your complaint, about 2 years ago, you were out with your stepdad while your mom and he were married. You were doing something, and you found a wallet.
Yes.
What were you doing?
We were moving a waterbed into his house, what he was going to buy from his friend.
You were in an apartment house or a private house?
Private.
And your stepdad was buying the waterbed from the person who was in the house?
Yes.
And you were helping him?
Yes.
And it required several trips back and forth into the house?
Yes.
And then you're going to tell me that you found something on the ground.
Yes.
What did you find?
I found a light orange and yellow wallet, and I picked it up, I looked in it, and I seen, well, a lot of $100 bills. And I went to him, and I showed him, and he counted and came up to $3,100, all in $100 bills.
Now, where exactly did you find this wallet?
Well, it was like in a back patio. It was right by the cement on the floor, on the ground,
Near this person's house?
near his Jim's house.
Near his house?
Yes.
Right.
Who else lived in your house?
Nobody.
So what did you do?
He kept it, and he only gave me $100 out of it, and he didn't give me any more.
So what do you want?
The $3,000 that I found.
Well, what do you do when you find a wallet like that?
Take it to an adult.
And what's the adult supposed to do with it?
Take it to the sheriff's office.
Right. And say, I found this. Did somebody report a stolen wallet? Did somebody report a wallet missing with all that money? Did you look to see whether there was any identification in the wallet?
Yes, and there was no identification.
You mean there was nothing else in that wallet except $3,200 in $100 bills? Nothing else?
Correct.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Judy. 12-year-old Brian Payne claims his stepfather, medical salesman James Hudson, kept $3,000 Brian found in a wallet.
So, Mr. Hudson, why didn't you take your stepson over to the sheriff's office?
Well, I know that it fell out of the furniture that I was buying. And then I asked my friend, does this belong to you? I asked him about 3 times. He said no. And so I said, wow, you know, I let Brian keep $100. I put $1,900 of it on Janet's bills. She has bankruptcy, bad credit. And the $1,200 I put on the waterbed.
First of all, you know you didn't do the right thing with that wallet. The right thing to do is to have called the sheriff and said, I found this. I have it. I'll hold on to it for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. If somebody calls and reports it missing, it's theirs. You can't just take property like that. That's outrageous. You're not going to get any of this money, young man. Money doesn't belong to you. It belongs to somebody else. And neither you or your then stepdad made any effort to find out whose it was.
We
So
did.
you certainly, no, you say you did. You called the roofer whose waterbed it was. I mean, unless you think that you have a tooth fairy someplace, sir, who's just giving you money, then don't make any excuses for not doing the right thing. I'm certainly not going to compound that by giving this young man the money.
Your Honor, Janet and I both went to the pastor and we asked, what should we do? And she benefited from it. Brian benefited from it.
Justin, I don't care whether they benefited from it or not. The issue in this case is your former stepson, or your stepson, because you're not divorced yet, wants the return of that money. And he's not going to get that money because it's not his money. It wasn't your money either, but I'm certainly not going to show him that this is the right thing to do by giving him that money. And my question to you, Ms. Payne, is that your last name?
Yes.
Your husband says that $1,900 of that money was used towards your bills or joint bills. Is that true?
That's what he says.
Well, I'm asking you, is that true or is that not true?
To be honest with you,
Did you have a large debt, credit card debt, at the time?
I had a few bills.
Did you and Mr. Hudson discuss using some of that money to pay off some of your bills.
No, we never discussed it.
He never said to you, I'm going to take some of it and pay off some of the bills?
No. I asked him a couple of times that Brian needed clothes. Could we use some of the money so he could get some clothes for school and everything? And then Jim says, no, we have a lot of bills, so I'm going to spend the money on the bills.
So you did discuss it.
Well, yeah, that's...
So you did discuss it. And he did pay the bills.
Yes.
Okay, so that you knew the money was being spent, or some of that money that he shouldn't have had. At least some of it was being spent on household bills. And what about the waterbed?
He has the waterbed in his bedroom.
That you used with this money?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Call 1-888-800-JUDY. On the internet, judgejudy.com.
Well, Mr. Hudson, you did the wrong thing. Your pastor, did you ever go to the pastor with him and the pastor said to keep it?
The pastor didn't say to keep it. He said that you should think about as far as what you should do with it. And that's all the pastor really said. He really didn't say too much about it.
Well, that's not giving you any definitive advice. You really should think about what you're going to do with it. What does that mean? Brian, this is not your money. This money belongs to somebody. Somebody was probably saving up money for a very long time, and as soon as they got $100 together, they got a $100 bill and put it in a wallet, and they were saving it in the wallet. That's what happened with it. And whether it fell out of a truck or whether it fell out of a waterbed, it clearly belonged to somebody. That wallet, just so that you know as you're growing up, the right thing to do when you find property that doesn't belong to you is you report it to the local authorities and say, I found this property. I want to report to you that I have it. Has anyone reported it stolen? Has anyone reported it missing? That's the right thing to do. So you certainly are not going to benefit from this. It's too bad that he did, but I have a feeling that your mother did also and had some bills paid. So Brian, it's a good lesson. You're supposed to do the right thing. If you didn't learn that lesson from your mother or from your stepfather, you're going to learn it here. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Assalamu alaikum viewers, we're back with our first vlog. Hope कि आपको ये vlog again अच्छा लगेगा और ये vlog end तक देखना. आपको अपना देसी विलेज माहौल दिखाते हैं. And अगर आपको ये vlog अच्छा लगे तो लाजमी इस वीडियो को लाइक कर देना please. So next vlog intro के बाद हम शुरू करते हैं vlog with Sreki. Let's go. तो इंडे दे पे सारे मतलब कोई टिकटॉक चलाई पे कोई क्या हालन कोई कीमे सारा देसी माहौल है. इधर एक बिल्डिंग तैयार थी नहीं पई है देखे पे बिल्डिंग तैयार थी नहीं पई है नाल इधर भी बिल्डिंग बड़ी खड़ी है और इन्हें आपाते कंप्यूटर जैको नहीं से दे सेम सीन इधर डाला ना फिर इधर पे सारा का कुत्ता वगैरह एक गांव में नहीं पई है कौवा धरा नहीं कौन ता ई टाइम बिल्कुल अजान दा टाइम अजान थी कि ने ते नाल अजान दे बाद ना लगन वाला शुरू करना है व्लॉग. हुंडे चाय भेजिए वाला तो व्यूअर्स ज़ाना ख़त्म थी गए ते असां तो को अपना देसी विलेज माहौल मतलब दिखने पे से इथा ने को बिल्कुल सरी कचहरी होंदी यार टाइम अक्सर शाम टाइम डेली बेस से तो नाल ये बिल्डिंग वडी बढ़दी पई है बिल्डिंग तो मतलब पहले दिखने पे से वीडियो द स्टार्ट ते विच तो नाल होने जो तो कोई मजीद काम थी होने वास्ते ये सब चीज़ें आगे नजरों वास्ते अंदरों जरा काम थी ना पे बाकी ये बिल्डिंग ऑलरेडी फुल बिल्ट है फार्मिश खड़ी है तो नाले दरख्त लेते पे वही है दरख्त मतलब सारे विलेज बहुत काफ़ी थी गए जरा मतलब नुकसान दे इन्हें कोई ज़्यादा फ़ायदा कहीं नहीं सिर्फ और सिर्फ आग लगाने के बगैर तो बाकी इन्हें मतलब जो कांटे होंगे ना वो बहुत ही सख्त होंगे जरा मतलब कि इंसान को बहुत तकलीफ पहुँचाने नाल था कोई डोरे दिखेंदे पैसे सारे बाकी तो कौन दिखेंदे देख लोग किवें पहनते पूरा ए टू जी देखो ठीक है थीम बहने ओए 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 ये चेक करो उस्ताद जी ये दे पाओ टिकटॉक ले चले बैठे बंदा ये मतलब फेसबुक स्क्रॉलिंग है ये बंदा ही मतलब टिकटॉक स्क्रॉलिंग है वो बंदा टिकटॉक लेते हैं ये वॉइस मैसेज करना पाए ये बैठे मैं नहीं आ सकता मैं कदे ही नहीं आता बोला मैं रहंदे बोला सलाम दुआ कर सकदे पता नहीं ना वो काम शुरू थी ने तो एक दिन दा लगदे बस शुरू व नहीं पे थींदा यूट्यूब दा ओ वाला कहानी थिया ओ बंदे नाल आज दुआ सलामी कहानी थी आसम दा चाहे नेटफ्लिक्स दा रिस्पांस है सिरो कहानी दा पीछे चाहे वादे कल ताऊ ऐप ते गया मान हाँ भाई कितना चक्कर लाए खैर ये तो गल वेंदे करो सारे केरा बंदा निठी पे बंदा करने सारे उथे ही आंदे हो मोबाइल कहीं ना वो चले रे ट्रेडियम बस साई अच्छा अच्छा ए असा पीछे बैठूं बस बात जरे लोग ला गेंदे असा मत मैच कतरा खेड़ा ने बाकी सुनो अपना नवी पुरानी लादी गैंग का बाल दाने बाल गेंदे पक्की पक्की दाना रोन जाने भी तू सारे कच्चे वडा उसे गिनना ला ना ना पूरा ला गेंदे वडा गिन्नी हां I am follow you follow I am follow you and follow back ये सादे लगा प्यारा दे बोला बड़ा मसला आया खड़ा हुंदे 3960 घंटा दिया खड़े 40 घंटा हुन किवें दिसी मैं ओ खड़ा देनी पे 70 3800 ते खड़ा मैं पिछो वाली वाचिंग वधी रहंदी आपे देदी रहंदी ता गए सारे खड़ा छुड़ंदे रहन हां भला हुंदा ओ मसला थी गया हिस्ट्री डिसेबल थी गया ऑटोमेटिक हुन मतलब मसला हुन आरडीपी वाला चला वेना गिरो आधा ही मी या विकदा है भलाई हैं इंदा को कैमरा में गुजारा है भी मतलब है फ्रंट वाला बहुत चंगा है सर ये जूम इन जूम आउट की दी बैठे हैं मतलब धुंधला है गुजारा है संगा तस्वीर पटेना नहीं ये इतने जूम का पटेना नहीं सारे पटेना नहीं फुल तक कोई में काट दे सी गुजारा है सर जाई बाय जरे अंदर कई के कदरा फुल जरे खराब बंदे नो बंदा ही नहीं दिसदा इतने जूम पे ना ना ओ असल नहीं जरे पटेना वो बड़े टटर मोबाइल ने लखिया दे आईफोन ते बड़ी बड़ा जूम होने दा
बदमाश है पर कुत्तो चढ़े खड़ा नेठो बाजार ठो जाना नहीं बदमाश वाले पूजे वाह बुतो चढ़ा खड़ा उत्तो जी होना है साइड ने चढ़े खड़ा नेठो दादा ना वीडियो पड़े फिर
ਉਹ ਬਈ ਸ਼ੈ ਚਾਹਤੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਸ਼ੈ ਕੈਮਰਾ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟਿਕ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ
अच्छा अच्छा
ਉਹ ਦਿਸਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੁਕਾਈ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਲੁਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ऊपर हो गाना पूरे प्यारा दा बंदा है स्लो मो लगा फिर ने
मगर सही कोई तरीका का नहीं भी लेकिन दे दे हैं बोला मैं दे था में कोई तरीका लाइव रात को जरा नहीं चल जाए प्यारा यहाँ और चैनल ही फरवरी जा बड़े वाले चैनल ते वाचिंग आई पे रही है कोई सीन है सही मैं एक तो भेजी वदन थर्ड स्टेप वीडियो वेरिफिकेशन उन्दे तो थी वने उन्दे तो लाइव चला करे दा
नारो ले भन्ना के तो अंत
उडो बंदे आंदे पर बंदे दी तगड़ा आंदा लेकिन होना है ना हमारे चैनल ना है हां हां चैनल हमारा दूसरा स्टेप जो कीता में फोन वाला त्रीजा पे पेंडिंग लगा गया पेंडिंग क्यों गया पेंडिंग की में गया हिस्ट्री तो ऑटोमेटिक कर देन मैं आधा फौरन कर देन मतलब टू स्टेप तेरे टेक जो थी त्रीजा जो टेक थी आसी कोटी में आधा पे मैं को पता का नहीं कोटी में क्या कि मेरा वो थी है कोटी दा लगा खड़ मैम आ गई है सबाई कितनी बजे ने हैं सबाई कितनी बजे मैच है मैं उधर सबाई कितनी बजे ने मैच शाम वाले हाँ ठीक हाँ बंदा सही में है इंग्लैंड को डिठा भी
इटली जीता ओकरा उन ले टीम पता है नेपाल दी बहुत चंगी टीम
होने चाहे कितनी बदन आईसीसी वाले पीसीबी वाले
कुत्ते हो गए
करवेंदे मैच करवेंदे मैच करवेंदे
शुगर बढ़ देगा बुढ़वा जाने वाला है
बुढ़वा ने चल
मत यार ये चंगा वाला बेकार आगे करन भाई फसले को खिलावन भाई
क्या को पीछे कर देन बाप रे को कर
मान समझ कर दे मैंने बाप रे
ओंदे या तो नाफिया ने दुहाए को कर देन चासी ने
मैं सुनना
बाप रे को कर देन कसम इन ज्यादा फखरे को पावन चा फल ठीक जाए पीछे फल असल में ओ थई वैसे
ने वाकई चंगा है
मैं अपने तरीके री खड़ी है चेक कर दी दिल ने लई के फुल ले लई के दिल ले आई रे देखे
बड़ी बेताब है दुनिया तेरी परवाज वेखण नू बड़े नाजुक सूरत हालात चेक करो व्यूज मगरब जाना ना ठीक है थे नाल वीआईपी पोजदार मार ले यार ज़ूम इन कितनी बेटे हैं ज़ूम आउट करो हाँ What happened if you think you are not success in your life. Okay, G, I am online every time. Just import offline for 10 hours out of 24 hours.
Arigato gozaimasu. One flower, arigato. Double open. 27 level, arigato. One flower. Lotus, arigato. Up, arigato. Lotus, one flower, my friend. One flower, arigato. Last 2 seconds, double open, my friend. Arigato gozaimasu. Nice, arigato gozaimasu. Last 2 seconds, snipe.
Chef થઈ ગયા તેજે ચેવન સાર્યા ખરાબ थी वञनि मैं કે તેજે સાર્યા ખરાબ थी वञनि खैर है
Arigato gozaimasu. View can view. Arigato 27 level, arigato.
वीडियो देना रानी टिकटॉक ते अकाउंट ते वीडियो नीचे नहीं कराई ऊ देख के देख बता मन व्यूज
Snipe, arigato. Last 2 seconds, arigato.
बड़ी बेताब है दुनिया तेरी परवाज वेखण नू कौन तलहा रैप पह लिया तू जॉन तलहा मुंबई की सड़क पे वायस मुनवर से तू पहुंच कौन तलहा करिश्मा को भी बताए कौन तलहा तू मेरा तकब्बर नहीं तोड़ सका फिर पीते हैं पेट्रोल भी जॉन है बोला भाई 10 ही सही दो
Last 2 seconds, arigato.
व्यूअर्स यहाँ पर व्लॉग को एंड कर रहे हैं आपको ये व्लॉग आपको अच्छा लगा आपको ये व्लॉग अच्छा लगा तो इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना और इस वीडियो को लाइक कर देना मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट व्लॉग में तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़ बाय बाय